I want you to meet Kezia and Simone, two women who probably remind you of someone you know. Same city, same hospital, same shift schedule. Both nurses, both 41 years old when their story diverged. Both bringing home $78,000 a year. Kezia retired at 65. Paid off house, travel fund, zero financial anxiety. She sends me voice memos from Portugal sometimes. Simone is 72 and still working. Not because she loves it, because she has to. Same income, same decade, radically different futures. And here's what I need you to understand before we go any further. The difference wasn't discipline. It wasn't sacrifice. It wasn't some secret investment strategy. It was a series of decisions made in one specific decade that most people treat like any other decade. Your 40s are not like any other decade. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. Stay with me. Here's the thing nobody explains clearly. Your 40s sit at an intersection that only happens once in your financial life. Three forces are colliding at exactly the same moment. Force number one, peak income. Most professionals hit their earning ceilings somewhere between 42 and 55. You're not going to out-earn your 40 self. That is the most raw financial material you will ever have available. Force number two, compounding still has teeth. At 40, a dollar you invest today becomes approximately $4 by 65. At 50, that same dollar becomes $2.50. At 55, barely $2. Every year you wait, the multiplier shrinks. You cannot buy back compound time with hustle. Force number three, your expenses are finally stabilizing. The kids are getting older, the furniture is bought, the career wardrobe is done. The chaos of your 30s is settling. Peak income, real compounding, stabilizing costs. That alignment does not come twice. The person who sees it and acts retires comfortably. The person who doesn't spends the rest of their life wondering what happened. Let me show you the actual numbers. Okay, numbers time. Stay with me, this part matters. Two women. Both start their 40s with $120,000 in retirement savings. Both earn $90,000 a year. Woman A saves 15% throughout her entire 40s. That's $13,500 a year, invested in a diversified index fund. By 65, she's sitting on approximately $1.6 million. Woman B, she saves 2% in her 40s, upgrades the house, gets the nicer car, says she'll catch up later. At 50, she panics and starts saving 20% aggressively. By 65, despite that decade of aggressive saving, she has $620,000. Nearly $1 million less. Same income, same starting point. 1 decade of different decisions. That gap cannot be closed. Not through hustle, not through luck, not through catching up. The math doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about when. So what are the actual decisions that create this gap? Let me give you 5. Concrete, specific, actionable. Decision 1, the house. Your 40s bring a very seductive urge. You've worked hard, you want a home that shows it. The upgrade feels earned, the payments feel manageable. But here's what that upgrade actually costs you. Moving from a $320,000 home to a $550,000 home, that's roughly $1,600 more per month. $1,600 a month invested instead over 25 years is approximately $1.1 million in retirement wealth. You're not upgrading a house. You are trading a retirement. I'm not saying never move. I'm saying know the price. Most people think they're spending more on a mortgage. They're actually spending their financial future. Decision 2, the vehicle. This one always gets people. 2 cars at $22,000. versus 2 cars at $42,000. The difference in payments, insurance, maintenance compounds to somewhere between $300,000 and $500,000 in retirement wealth. A car is transportation. In your 40s, it is also a retirement account you're choosing to ignore. Decision 3. The children's education. This is the emotional one, and I say this with full empathy. Parent Plus loans, drained retirement accounts, stopping contributions entirely during college years. Here's the hard truth. Your child will retire in their 60s with decades to recover. You are retiring in 15 years. Choosing an affordable school is not failing your child. It is refusing to bankrupt your future to fund theirs. State schools exist. Scholarships exist. Work-study exists. Your retirement account cannot be replenished. Decision 4. Career courage. Your 40s are your last window for meaningful income acceleration. By 50, hiring discrimination starts closing doors quietly. The jump to the higher-paying company feels risky at 43, but at 43, you have time to recover if it doesn't work out. A $35,000 raise in your 40s invested over 20 years is not just $35,000. It is compounding. It is freedom. It is options. Taking the risk at 43 is strategic. Waiting until 53 is too late. Decision 5. Lifestyle inflation. Your friends are renovating kitchens, neighbors are posting boat photos, colleagues are talking about their lake houses. The pressure to look successful in your 40s is real. But research tells us something important. Lifestyle upgrades provide happiness boosts that last 18 to 24 months. Then your brain adapts. It becomes your new normal. The people who resisted inflation in their 40s, they don't feel the sacrifice anymore. They feel free every single day of their retirement. Here's what I want to be honest with you about. The hardest part of protecting your 40s isn't math. It's the feeling that you've earned the upgrade. After 20 years of working, after the student loans, the starter apartments, the budget groceries, you reach your peak earning years and your brain says, finally, now I can live. That feeling is completely valid. I'm not here to shame it. But here's what your brain doesn't see clearly. The gratification you're chasing through the house upgrade, it fades in 18 months. The freedom you'd build instead, that lasts 30 years. The discomfort of restraint in your 40s, 10 years. The reward, 3 decades. The pleasure of the upgrade, 2 years. The consequence, also 3 decades. This is not a character flaw. It's how human psychology works. We are wired for the present. Financial planning asks us to override that instinct. That is hard, and you deserve to know that it's hard, not because you're weak, but because the system was designed to capture your peak decade. You are not failing at money. You may just not have had the framework yet. Picture yourself at 70. In one version of that morning, you're deciding which grandchild to visit. You're planning the trip you've been putting off for decades. You're not checking your account balance with dread. You're checking it with confidence. In the other version, you're calculating whether this month's check covers the medication. You're wondering what happens if the car breaks down. You're working, not because you love it, but because the math left you no choice. Both versions of you made their 40s decisions decades ago. Both are living with them now. Here's what I want you to do this week. 1. Pull up your retirement account, look at the number, then calculate what it needs to be at 65. 2. Run your housing number. Is your monthly cost appropriate for your savings rate? 3. Audit one lifestyle inflation decision. Just one. Name it. 4. If you have children approaching college, start that conversation now. Honest, early. 5. Ask yourself what career risk you've been putting off. Your 40s will end. That decade will close whether you made intentional decisions or default ones. The question is only which version of your 70-year-old self you're creating right now. Comfortable is not an accident. It is a decade of decisions, and you still have time to make the right ones. I'm Naomi, and I'll see you in the next one.